This is unbelievable. I love it. It just shows their hand more and more gratuity. I love it. I fucking love it. You can't make this up. Thank you. Doing exactly the opposite that you would expect. Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Some people don't know how to act no other way. So come on the media. Kid Rock figured out, and I don't follow these people. People send me stuff, and I'm like, I'll speak on a few things. I really don't care. So you would think, well, if you're gonna speak on it, why? It's like those little goofy groups where all the people don't know history or nothing, ain't been nowhere, and I go over there just to agitate people. Cause let's see, that's all it was. So I would just go in, so that way I could. Are you happy? Not that I never cared about any of it. So people don't want to believe in an agenda. They want to stay in their little world, confident in their ignorance, and support their zero values of ideology and everything else, right? So here, I'm gonna give something for you people that live in Jersey and California and all that. But let me go ahead and start with Jersey. I might just do Jersey, and there's no need to go to Chicago, Baltimore, Oregon, Cali. There's no reason to go to any liberal state. But I'm gonna show you, liberals don't give a fuck about liberals, and I'm gonna prove it. They're gonna talk a game because you have certain individuals, especially foreigners on our soil, dual citizens too. Agenda's real. Just because you're not in the consortium, let's say out of 100, there's 20 who are part of the agenda. Well, the 20's job, because they're practicing it, they're professional at it, is to blend in with the other 80 and convince you otherwise. Now, what grabs me though, and the reason why I said I'll pick New Jersey because I used to live there as one. I can pick two conservative states too and show you the exact same thing. When the election happened, right off the bat, within the next 6 months, people from California and other liberal states, Washington, Oregon, blah, 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 started moving into conservative states. This was pre-planned. And now, not everybody. So we have this New Jersey crime rates. You have New York crime rates. You have California crime rates. You have Arizona crime rates. You have crime rates for every made-up fucking fictional state. And these motherfuckers are talking about, the fake-ass Zionist group. And for you people that know what Zionism is or Zionists are, shut the fuck up if you don't want to go and study about it, because I'm not here to be nice with you. Because you know what? It's real. It is real, very real. I've known about it since I was fucking 12 years old. Now, you wayward motherfuckers, and I'm 56, and they made up Gregorian calendar shit. I know I'm a little older, but actually a little younger, but we're looking at something different compared to the time that they got y'all worried about, that they keep robbing you of the little precious years you have because of your ignorance. In 1960, population of 6 million, so they say. We're going to go with the stats. You'd be surprised how many people didn't take those stupid ass census, especially our people. Murder was at 164. And you got to remember now, that's per 6,066,782, okay? The year I went in the military, murder was at the all-time high of 407. Why I say this? Because that was when I was like, after seeing 3 people chopped up in the damn bathtub and over in fucking Harlem and picking up my couple of pounds of weed. I guess the dude I knew all my life was supposed to make an example. I was like, what the fuck? He was all cracked out. That freebase before crack was a thing. And I'm like, what am I seeing that shit for? A pale skin and 2 Spaniards. What am I seeing that for, bruh? And he ain't say too much. People was with him standing around, they goons. Shotties and shit in their hand. Nigga, got my weed, man, I'm gone. I stopped down at Fat Man Candy Store, the candy shop. Went back over to Jersey. I made a stop over in Brooklyn, but I had to go back to Jersey, so I was over there for a little while. Break my shit up, get it between my boys and my girls, and man, make my divots. But that was when I decided to go in the military. That's why I pulled that date out. Now we go into 2019. Murder. Out of 8,882,190, they're doing this thing called 2.9. Do you know what 2.9 is, people? Well, let me go ahead and give it to you. 262. So it's above 1960. It's down from 1969. It's definitely down between 1970 and 780, and definitely down between 1980 to fucking 90. So if we're looking at 2010, murder was at 371, all the way up the highest 2013, 404, and the last highest was 2017. Yet 2018 was 285. So where we stand at now, they won't put those stats up. Do you know why? Because New Jersey is at the all-time lowest. But they don't want poor folk. You hit a little dumb, racist ass, fake ass Italian fuck talk, fuck mouth. Well, you know, if you can afford it, you want to. But it's the innocent people who need to protect themselves and have the training to be able to do it. A lot of veterans there. Camden is the highest capital, you know, per capita murder. So I don't want to hear shit about Chicago. I don't want to hear shit about Detroit. I don't want to hear shit about none of that. Delaware, Camden, New Jersey, and Irvington. Shut the fuck up if you're not there. I don't give a fuck where you, Louisiana. I don't give a fuck where you from. Cali. I don't give a flying fuck. I'm being very direct because I'm tired of all the little tough man pictures and nobody studies shit. Now that's just only going to 2019, crossing over to 220. They won't. You can pull up 221 and 222, and 22 is still being calculated because you see where we're at, 10th month or so, which is pretty fucked up right now. Why? Well, look what all your liberal little fucking politicians did with all the little actors. The red flag in the military means training. Or for you motherfuckers that never paid attention to listen to us. I gotta say this because I'm getting tired of you wayward ass people thinking you're badasses. I'm looking at two brothers who I thought were, well, one brother who I thought was pretty smart. The other one, questionable. You know, he's one of the motherfuckers in my city. You know, I'm following the fucking goofy motherfucker instead of rising above the occasion. Talking about Charleston White in Chicago. First of all, he proved a point that he would go there, but you gotta remember who you're dealing with, these emotional motherfuckers. First of all, what makes you think that I'm gonna respect you if you're doing some foul ass goofy shit? If you're talking about murder and you murder people, I have zero respect, zero sympathy with you. I don't give a fuck about you. And if I have to go from being a polite, bow tie, smoking glass, half head dread, decent person to actually speaking a language you motherfuckers understand, but then you taking it personal because you're emotionally PC, you're fucked up, you're marginalized, and you have not done anything to better your circumstances or the fucking people around you because you're just another coward who's quick to pull a trigger. I don't give a fuck about you swinging fists. Everybody can swing a fist. Some of us are well trained to swinging fists, and some of you motherfuckers just got by in your neighborhood because you were dumping on motherfuckers who ain't really had no training at all, and you built yourself up with that prowess. Like Tookie fucking Williams. Who gives a fuck about fighting motherfuckers that can't fight? Run up on a motherfucker that can fight. That's what I ask all you tough motherfuckers. Even if you had a little boxing, run up on a motherfucker that can really get down for the crown. I'm saying how you're so self-hating and yeah, your purgatory is like, you can't make sense of stuff. Because you motherfuckers are looking stupid and more stupid. And it's the same people running around with children. Let's play a kickball. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then you in your emotions about what Charleston White say. Disrespect. No, your disrespect comes from you motherfuckers that ain't doing shit. That ain't out there speaking against these gangs. Fuck you little punk ass motherfuckers. Fuck you. I wish you would come over and say something to me. Fuck Tookie. Fuck all them motherfuckers. Fuck your little gang members. Fuck them if they dead. First of all, if they had murder in mind, and that's what the game they're playing, fuck them. You didn't marginalize yourself to rise above the occasion. I have an issue with bad officials, bad police, those who are murdering people who are unarmed and this, that, and the other, who are supposed to be protecting shit. I have a problem with motherfuckers sitting there talking about their preachers and they're going out. There's only one group of preachers I've ever seen. They're preachers with guns. The motherfuckers went out and they were stopping shit. But you know who interfered with that, right? I got a problem with the ATF and this, that, and other because they're full of the agenda. They want you in arms so they can bring their foreigners in so they can go ahead and attack you motherfuckers and do all this other shit. And yet you people still, now this is for conservative and liberals, for you dumb motherfuckers. All you, and for you Native Americans who don't know real history, you can suck a dick too. And for the ones that do know real history and ain't saying nothing, fuck you too. For you parents that got children and you got them in the education, you got them in this fake ass education. Pay attention to the fucking word education system. Like television program. See, you motherfuckers, fuck y'all too. Because you know what the excuse is? Well, I gotta work. First of all, if everybody would get the fuck, stop being divided and separated with this dumb racist fucks who don't know nothing, don't even know the true identity and why they look the way they fucking do. All right? And where you all other motherfuckers, where your own doctors tell you your hair is degenerative, all that shit laid out, and then you still want to walk around because based on Zionist Holly fucking wood and the puppets y'all love to idolize, who convince you every day to regulate yourselves in their false perception of humanity and the lives that are lived, you simple-minded fucking simp queens and men. Fuck y'all too. I get tired. I remember when I was teaching all that martial arts and boxing, women and children. And then I watched the men come around, I end up knocking them out because they was like, you know, and I'm sitting there going, dude, you're not a fighter, stop. Everybody's got a little fight in them, but you're not war. See, my people are war. A lot of them are misguided. All you other motherfuckers, you're warlike. You're not fucking war. In the history of war, maybe a handful of you motherfuckers, if you know your truth, part of that. Other part of you, it's frauds. Why is it that all these great totalitarian buildings that were utilized as psych wards that were actually for orphan children from many wars and stolen children to create a lot of you motherfuckers who won't have a fucking clue because they wrote you a new dynastic history books that have nothing to do with reality or truth. When I told people Africa didn't exist in the 1700s, now everybody's finding the fucking documents. They're finding the maps. They're like, oh shit, there was only like 3 or 4 pygmy tribes over there. No shit, fucking idiots. I first learned that at the Library of fucking Congress. You can't even, they're in the second floor. A couple of years ago, they went ahead and cut the bitch off and changed the shit. Why? Because there was a handful of us that knew. Besides all these fake ass politicians. You know what the president is? He's no fucking body. He's not part of parliament, nothing. He's nothing but a hand fucking puppet with hands so far up his ass if you ain't a clone. President don't mean shit. And they fed you a lie full of history to make you believe in something else. When I told you James Stewart told you exactly who the fuck we were in 1942. He's a major in the army. Staunch racist. I don't give a fuck about Vertigo and Wonderful Life and all that bullshit movies he made. He was an actor. He told you who was running the motherfucking government. Because they want to bring that brother, I'm not going to say his fucking name, look at man who played a cop with that goofy pale skin in The Sanford and Son. Wanted to bring him into the movies, and he was so arduous, cursing and everything else, and belligerent, jumping around with Ethel Merman, that motherfucking bald-headed racist son of a bitch who drunk himself to death. And he says, why we gotta let him in the movie? They they control everything. Why is it hard for you to accept that? Oh, the Reconstruction era, all the new narrative, 1960s, Rockefeller and the CIA, the worst motherfuckers on earth. Created a whole new dynamic of history, and you motherfuckers go for it because they taught it in the school system. So you believe in your mammy and your pappy, 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 and your mammy's mammy and pappy, because they don't know nothing except for what they were taught. You motherfuckers amaze me, man. And yet these motherfuckers right in front of your face tell you the truth, show you the truth, and they lie to you at the same time. You can't even discern the truth from fiction, from the lie. I'm gonna read this quote one more motherfucking time. And for you Christians, you can suck a dick too. I'm tired of you motherfuckers. Because you don't want to even study to be affirmed, to have discernment, to be good, and be halfway decent in your fucking privilege. Because it ain't a right to be a Christian. It's a privilege. It's a choice you make. The right is to fucking know the truth, which you choose not to, because you've been indoctrinated well. George Orwell. In his book that was printed in 1984, he states every record has been destroyed or falsified. Hello! Every book rewritten. Every picture has been repainted. Whiting out, motherfuckers. He didn't appreciate it. He didn't see the need for it. Orwellian, huh? Every statue and street building has been renamed to fit the fucking narrative of lie. And who do you do that with? Sure. What's the agenda right now? Look at Schwab and them. To get people no more than 7 months old, kill off everybody else, at least 500,000 of them, and then raise them in another story. They put a movie out called Mama, whatever the fuck, the robot that took care of the little baby when there were other people out there that survived. Every date has been altered. What is fucking leap year? What is daylight savings time? Why is it not 364 days? Why is it not 28 days a week? Why is it not 5 seasons? What the fuck is wrong with y'all? But you talk about you indigenous, this, you that, you this, you that. But then you get all up in your feelings when somebody comes along who actually knows something. And the process is continuing day by day and minute by fucking minute. History has stopped. I went in the military when that book came out. And there's other ones. Some of y'all heard me share some of the other shit that's in here. I just don't get you motherfuckers, man. Reaction to Hitler's exploits. George S. Schuler, another Zionist, in the Pittsburgh Courier Negro newspaper. All the newspapers were ours. Nobody wants to believe it. Then you start pointing out the gazettes in the years, and they go, oh, shit, it is. All the newspapers were Negro. And the printing shops. But you motherfuckers think you know everything. Okay. Oh, no, I keep fucking factual information in history. I don't have time. It's amazing. I mean, even the fucking goofy ass Puerto Rican singing, Mami, el negro está labioso aquí, what the fuck, I hate that song, the black, fucking ignorant fucks. One to fit in. Would destroy their heritage for a false lie because they were conditioned to. Pisses me off, man. I'm grateful for my cousin Danny Ferrero and those Mike Ferrero and all them because they know the truth. It's the rest of you sons of bitches, man. Y'all the worst motherfuckers in the world, man. Y'all forget James Baldwin versus William F. Buckley over in what's called in England. But y'all love the fucking lie. You can't stand anything that goes against the little lie that you live. Look, do I have to quote motherfucking our brother, Frederick Douglass? Does it sound like a fucking slave, you retarded fucks? I love the pure, peaceable, and partial Christianity of Christ. I therefore hated the corrupt, slave-holding, woman-whipping, cradle-plundering, hello, orphans, partial and hypocritical Christianity of this land, not from it. Indeed, I can see no reason but the most deceitful one for calling the religion of this land Christianity. I look upon it as the climax of all misnomers and the boldest of all frauds and the grossest of all libels. Frederick Douglass, Narrative of a True American. Fucking suck my dick. I'm so tired. Why is that nobody wants to download the PDF? It's right here. It's called The 13th Tribe, the Khazar Empire and Its Heritage. And if you download that written by a fucking Khazar, he don't call himself a Jew, like my uncles, you might learn something in all that dialect instead of being fucking stupid. I want to convert to Jewish. That means you want to convert to who the fuck we are, but you can't even stand us because you know why? It was written. It said, wow, it's funny that the Ashkenaz, Yafet, will be in the tent of Shem. Well, it seems like they reversed that and they've been abusing it, creating wars, creating monetary that didn't exist during Tartaria, and got everybody, and we're the biggest spenders. Motherfuckers don't know shit. You can't make this shit up, man. Oh, the problem is most of your shit is made up, so who am I to say? Who's another individual? Are you aware who came up with the 5 races of men? Johann Friedrich Blumenbach, 1752-1840. Divided the human species into 5 races in 1779. I told you racism came here in the 1700s after it was experimented on around the 13th because during goddamn 10th, 11th, and 12th, they were so busy conquering after making love and making half-breed fucking babies. Conquering the Ming Dynasty, the Anu Islands, Georgia, even using the indigenous people there called the Abkhazarians, where the Khazars stole their fucking identity in World War I. Look up the fucking pictures. I'm tired of teaching you motherfuckers. I am. Fuck. I got so much shit here. So much. Sigmund Freud. They say Freud. Fraud. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna sit here fishing through all this shit. It's just so fucking much. Well, let's see this one here. Let me see. Louis Christian Molgot. When the expedition buildings are torn down, then we will have destroyed one of the greatest architectural units which has ever been created in the history of the world. All the buildings that they said they were building, they didn't build them, they were just deconstructing them. They even moved a couple, and then they burnt them up. In England, in Chicago, Professor Van Nopen of Columbia remarked that the Palace of Fine Arts is so sublime, so majestic, and is the product of such imagination that it would have graced the age of Pericles. While Thomas Edison exclaimed, the architect of that building is a genius. There is not the equal anywhere on earth. These buildings are thousands of years old. Energy harnessing places. They set the motherfucker, them Zionists fuck, set it on fire. In succeeding years, the palace became exactly what its creator had intended, a vast and decadent ruin whose garish colors bleached to sunset tones of rusted and ochre, asked in old age what he felt should be done about the collapsing palace, maybe characteristically responded like, destroy it. He didn't build it. He moved it. How about this motherfucker right here, Robert Walpole? Yeah. He made the same statement that y'all's French motherfucker Napoleon Bonaparte did. The winners rewrite history. They tell their story. It's never the truth. Why is it so hard for you motherfuckers to accept that you've been living lies, some of you? None of you are here watching. And why is it so hard for some of you other ones to not accept the lies that have been divvied and given to you? You just run with the shit like, yeah. When I was telling people, I commented even on which guy's son who's alive after he's born after his father was murdered in his sleep. I said, what's all this African, black, and Islam shit? First of all, the Black Panthers ain't have nothing to do with religion. And they damn sure wasn't joining the black mother PLO motherfucker because they wasn't African. What the fuck happened to you? Do you see how it only takes one generation, even with the knowledge of the mama and everybody making things aware, how you can subjugate yourself to a lie because you've been running around lost? These foreigners come over here, and I call them foreigners now because they're a lie. They're a mixture of fucking dim-witness, foolishness, Down syndrome, and everything else. Though I don't have no hate for them, I have no respect when it comes against everything that we got to fight to reestablish a connection to make sense of. Everywhere I was at in so-called South America, because that's not what it is, all right? All the children back there in 85, 86, Omeka. You know, I was a big old strapping motherfucker, powerlifting and shit. Chicklets. I used to give all my little brothers, I didn't care if they were Chino, mestizos are our relations. Chinos are lost motherfucking people. They were slaves. They were indentured. Brought up in 1830 and then utilized like a motherfucking vessel to propagate the land for something outside source. Now, I'm not going to talk about the other motherfuckers, because those are Arabs and Hindu half-breeds. They're Moors. You fucking mestizos, you're more related to us than anybody. But you can't clear that because the same thing with you motherfuckers. You've been caught up in a lie, even though you can see and have pictures of your family knowing good and goddamn well ain't nobody African. They're the original people of the fucking lands down there. Y'all tiresome. I got nieces and nephews, man, that look like they German, and they parents is darker than me. Y'all fucking amaze me, man, with your ignorance. It's sickening. And the same people that created the problem here and everywhere else created it everywhere else. And nobody is smart enough to sit there and go, why don't we just fucking stop and put a stop to the bullshit? That's the reason why your water's poisoned, the food's poisoned, the air's fucked up. Because all y'all do is fight and mitigate fight as if you're something fucking special without even acting like you're special. Yeah, special fucking case of stupidity. That's all I see amongst a lot of you. You can't make this shit up. The doctors, the scientists are the dumbest sons of bitches that walk this earth. I don't give a fuck if they took them up in some of these craft and had them sit up there for weeks, have them all. That just shows how stupid they are and how weak, how culpable, how easily manipulated. I don't give a fuck if you've been in the underground cities and everything else. It don't matter. It's still metals. It is still sediment. It is still minerals from this earth. No matter what's been done, manipulated, changed. And they continue to do vile shit on the earth big enough for more than 18 times the amount of people on it. They went around with this fake ass president like Trudeau and all these other fuck motherfuckers spending money on a war that ain't even been that long, that more than even that they paid more than what they paid for a 21-year war, leaving shit. This fucktard y'all call a president been brought and raised to do the shit that he's doing, and you stupid motherfuckers are so busy fighting and shit, worried about Charleston White, worried about this, worried about that, but it's up the right fucking things, you simple-minded fucking puppet fucks. You got motherfuckers putting on costumes, don't know the law worth shit, running around on their little fucking feelings because they just as fucking broken. Some think they're badasses and they're sociopaths, running around sucking TRT down like a motherfucker to seem half normal. And that's fucking them up even more because they don't even know what the diet consists of. They destroyed so many food plants and storage facilities. They done killed so many female trees, putting pink tabs on them, and you don't even know to fucking tear them off. They've been stealing children away like it's a motherfucking epitaph. Look, listen to me. But y'all want to be sitting, argue this, that, and other. And then, I call motherfuckers and act like they can't answer the goddamn phones. Something is wrong with you motherfuckers. You're on a fucking selfish ass, perilous journey to no fucking where. And you're getting there fast. We could be sharing energy, healing one another, and everything else, but you motherfuckers are so caught up in relationships, bullshit relationships, bullshit jobs, bullshit. I always hear motherfuckers that sound like they want to sound like they got it together talking about it's just this is going and this is happening. But you're letting it rule you. You're not doing nothing to elevate yourself. And anybody can talk good shit, which is that what everybody's doing is talking really good shit. Worthless shit. Then you got motherfuckers think they find shit, this, that, and other, and they don't even get it. Motherfuckers out here playing a dangerous game with really dangerous people who aren't really a threat to them, and they're picking the wrong people to fuck with. Ain't nothing happened. How about nothing's happened yet because you didn't really cross the threshold of no return? Some of you motherfuckers are just gone. And you really need to recalibrate and get off of that broken mule. That makes you more violent, and you're really not ready, regardless of how violent and angry you feel. No matter what lie you've composed in your head to believe in the lie that you live in. I don't give a fuck about it. I can't sympathize with nobody like that. And I actually don't have empathy because I never really did that kind of shit. To come up to have a game? We got doctors. And I'm gonna call them doctors because they're not healers. Fucktards. Who out here, they get people to come to them say something's wrong here, something's wrong here. It used to be a time where they want to use everything available to find out what it is and then do something halfway decent. Now these motherfuckers will sit up and be like, hook you up, oh you're fine, oh you're fine. Knowing exactly what they're doing. They're not gonna like what's at the end of the fucking line for them. They're not gonna like it at all. And they don't have, they can, I don't give a fuck what fake Masonic, dirt, Greek, Shiners, fucking, it don't mean shit. They're not gonna like what they get at the end because of their stupid ass decisions, the morbidity in thought and irrational reasoning, their cooperative behavior. I wouldn't give a fuck if they got to meet a motherfucker 60 feet tall. It ain't changing what the fuck is waiting for them. You see how the books, right? Read. I'm gonna read a little bit. Let's go to Enoch. Chapter 61, Book of Enoch. And I saw in those days how long cords were given to those angels. And you know what angels are, right? Celestials. And they luminaries. And they took to themselves wings and flew. And you know about the island out there, I'm not going to name it again, the earth, mechanical and flesh. And they went towards the north. And I asked the angelic one, saying unto him, why have those angels taken these cords and gone off to the north, people, to the giant black magnetic rock thrown upon, which no one can attain or access or get to? And he said unto me, they have gone to measure. And the angelic one who went with me said unto me, these shall bring the measure of the righteous. And the ropes of the righteous. Sounds like Amun-Ra, right? Or the Anunnaki shit. Of the righteous. And the ropes of the righteous to the righteous. That they may stay, themselves on the name of the Hava of light forever and ever. The elect shall begin to dwell with the elect. And those are the measures which shall be given to the faith. And which shall strengthen righteousness. And these measures shall reveal, that means to be without one, failing, questioning, to absolutely know. And these measures shall reveal all the secrets of the depths of the earth. For there is so much. And those who have been destroyed by the desert, and those who have been devoured by the beasts, and those who have been devoured by the fish of the sea, that they may return and stay themselves. When the earth gives up the bones, it doesn't mean on the day of the elect one, for none shall be destroyed. And it ain't that y'all's fake ass Jesus. They had to utilize that to have you worshiping something else, that fucking whatever. For none shall be destroyed before the Hava of light, and none can be destroyed. And all who dwell above in the heaven receive the command and power in one voice and one light, like unto fire. We can do that here, people. And that one, with their first words, they blessed and extolled and lauded with wisdom. And they were wise in utterance and in the spirit of life. And the Hava of light placed the elect one on the throne of glory. And he shall judge all the works of the holy above in the heaven. And in the balance shall their deeds be weighed. And I know they got everybody believing this some fictional Jesus. Not him. Definitely not the character, not the false one. Not the fraud. Don't come at me. Don't start throwing Yeshua and all this other Muhammad Shabbat, all that other goofy shit. Don't even worry about who it is. Fuckers are always worried about stuff outside of yourselves, and you don't even know how to take care of yourselves and one another. And he shall judge all the works of the holy above in the heaven, and in the balance shall their deeds be weighed. And when he shall lift up his countenance to judge their secret ways according to the word of the name of the Hawah of light, and their path according to the way of the righteous judgments of the Hawah of lights, spirits, who we are. Then shall they all with one voice speak and bless, and glorify and extol and sanctify the name of the Hawah of light. And he will summon all the hosts of the heavens, the luminaries, and all the holy ones above, you call stars, and the hosts of the Creator, the cherubic, the seraphim, and all of them. Never even heard of that one, did you? All of them? And all the angelics of power, and all the angelics of principalities, and all the elect one, and the other powers on the earth and over the water. That's the order, people, established. On that day shall raise one voice, and bless and glorify and exalt in the spirit of faith, and in the spirit of wisdom, and in the spirit of patience. That's the Hawah. And in the spirit of mercy, and in the spirit of judgment, and of peace, and in the spirit of goodness, and shall all say with one voice, Blessed is he, and may the name of the Hawah of light be blessed forever and ever. And all who keep not above in heaven, and all who sleep not above in heaven shall be blessed. All the holy ones who are in heaven shall bless him, and all the elect who dwell in the garden of life. And every spirit of light, Hawah of light, light of light, who is able to bless and glorify and exalt and hallow thy blessed name. And it said, listen to that. And every spirit of light who is able to bless and glorify and exalt and hallow thy blessed name. We're special, I can tell you. I keep telling you. And all flesh shall beyond measure glorify and bless thy name forever and ever. Those which still stand, permissible. For great is the mercy of the Hawah of light, the light of light, life of life. And he is long suffering. And all his works and all that he has created, he has revealed to the righteous and elect in the name of the Hawah of spirits. Do 62 tomorrow, willing, if able and capable. Read that one last. Usually I start off with that one, right? Kickstart. For all you round earthers, flat earthers too, goddamn. The ancient Greek poets. I saw this dude on TikTok talking all this fabulous bullshit about math, this, that, and other, and I couldn't. They won't let me comment because the little Goombas, they feel some kind of way, and I was gonna burst his bubble. I guess a lot of people on there who pays attention only had 4 or 3 likes, but he made absolutely 0 sense. All theories irrelevant. I would have gave him some truth as far as like read this book. He even made a comment about they made it to the North Pole. The brother, the ones who made it furthest, didn't make it nowhere near it. But anyway, the ancient Greek poets, and the original Grecians were Negroes too, and I don't care how y'all feel about it, it's a fact. Carol Minos put it up. I've been saying it for a long time. The books are out there. If you didn't read the books, and you like what the Hollywood gave you, stay with that. The ancient Greek poets have also often alluded to this concept with Okeanos, the great earth encircling river. Homer wrote that Okeanos was where all rivers and every sea and all fountains flow. Hesiod, in his Theogony, similarly wrote that all rivers as sons and all fountains and brooks as daughters are traced back to Okeanos. The Greek poets personified Okeanos as a god. The great sea god who girdles the entire world, or as Achilles, whatever the fuck, excuse me for chopping the word up, wrote, he who with his sleepless current encircles the whole earth. Plato also wrote of Okeanos, directly connecting it with the four polar rivers in his Phaedo, stating, among the many are four streams, the greatest and outermost of which is that called Okeanos, which flows round in a circle. And if any doubt remains, Orphic Hymn 83 explicitly mentions the fountain of the pole, Okeanos, whose nature ever flows, from whom at first both gods and men arose, Sir Incorruptible, whose waves surround, and earth's all terminating circle bound. Hence every river, hence the spreading sea, and earth's pure bubbling fountains spring from thee. Here, mighty sire, for boundless bliss, in thine greatness cathartic of the powers divine, earth's friendly limit, fountain of the pole, those whose waves wide-spreading and circumference roll. Approach benevolent with placid mind, and be forever to thy mystics kind. The Chinese story of Mount Kunlun and the tongue tree also features Tianho. The many channels, and I practice the fists of that. The many channeled rivers, or rivers of eight, which falls and separates at the pole. The head spring of these celestial waters and source of this mythology is none other than that area of the heavens known as the ancients as the dark rift, and better known to us as the Milky Way. We call it a crack, a grand war. In the Chinese version, celestial rainfall from the Milky Way descends on the North Pole, separating into many channels, including the sacred Yellow River, which they see as a continuation of the Tianho heavenly stream. Then from there, the many channels flow into the oceans, transporting pure heavenly waters across the entire world. However named, all waters are simply, all waters are simply portions of the same heaven-descending stream. The other innumerable waters and rivers, springs, and channels are one in origin with those. So in various districts, in various places, they call them by various names. Even plant sap and blood and milk are parts of the one cosmic current. All these through growth are the body which is formed, mingle again with the rivers, for the body which is formed and the growth are both one. Everything of a liquid nature, therefore, in the whole world is conceived of as processing. From one source high in the North Polar sky into such a marvelously complete cosmical circulatory water system did the Iranic imagination develop the primitive headstream of Eden, but never, even in the most, because there ain't no punctuations there, y'all, most extravagant mythological adornments of the idea, was it for a moment forgotten that the original undivided stream originates in the North Polar sky, and that its division into earthly streams and rivers is on the holy mount which stands in the center? Well, this is all by Dr. William Warren, and that's that Paradise Found, the book that I'm about to order, The Cradle of the Human Race at the North Pole. This concept of holy water exists in nearly all the world's religions, from Christianity, Islam, and Sikhism to Buddhism, Hinduism, and Jainism. The Christian cross itself is the same shape as the four rivers at the North Pole, because we know that's not what the cross is about. Before entering, just like the swastika. Hear me, borrowed. Before entering church, the parishioner dips their fingers in the holy water and touches 4 points on their bodies. To bless the water, the priest first makes the sign of the cross over the basin. touches the surface with the palm of his hand, and says, I bless thee, creature of water, by the God that made, I got to say that, the issue from the earthly paradise in 4 rivers. Yeah, I'm sure they do say that. Christian baptism also takes place, ex aqua et spiritu sancto, awe of water and of the Holy Spirit, y'all should know that. Where the Holy Spirit is transported, it's supposed to be oil, but we're going to leave that alone. Myrrh or frankincense with a little olive oil mix. Into the born again Christian through the medium of water. In Buddhism, monks similarly bless vessels of holy water, then use special wooden fans to sprinkle the water over temple gourds. Temple gourds, yes, I got hit when I visited, and I'm not going to go into that. In Islam, followers drink or wash in water from their sacred Zamzam well in Mecca. The Kabbalah of Allah. Oh wait, we're 2 separate peoples. The Kabbalah. The Kaaba and the Kabbalah. Think about it, people. I told you who created Islam and Christianity, but y'all don't want to listen to me. Who controls the world in their small numbers. How could these detailed parallel mythologies and concepts all rise and flourish independently of one another thousands of years ago? What could be the origin and impetuous of these ideas of world trees, celestial rivers, and polar mountains, if not their literal existence? The next section will explore the metaphorical meaning of these ancient allegories, how modern man can make sense of them, and why this important information is so suppressed. And we'll get into the Atlantean polar pillar tomorrow. I gotta stir something right quick, guys. I'm gonna turn the light on, Papa. I know it's dark. I know. Right now they turned everything up. 5G is at its highest. And something is in the air that is not good. Excuse me. There's something that's spraying in the air and it's messing with people all over. Okay. This is a different one, y'all. This is my rice soup. And I forgot my cayenne pepper. Okay, now let's get into this. Heaven Bearers, the Great Reset of 1834 and the Mud Flood, Janine Helen. Now remember, fantasy and romance. For those who've been following me a while, you know what I'm alluding to. Okay, here we go. The creatures, the heaven bearers, did not come in peace. They came for blood and death. They took the old world and turned it upside down. Everything that was once good and pure was no more. The screams of the mothers fighting to protect their children lasted for days. Their goal was the children, and they took the women for themselves. What did they want, and why did they want it? Tartarian women are beautiful, the most beautiful beings to have ever graced the universe. I know I read this, I'm reading it again. And they wanted power. The children were to be captured, re-educated, taught a new history, a new language, and introduced to a new religion, the New World Order. This was the goal, and they were willing to do any and everything necessary in order to achieve this. The New World Order, a world run by elite creatures who will hide in the shadows and have complete control over the earth and her resources. The ultimate goal is to create a new race called the humans. They will become the deadly workers, slaves, who will work themselves to death in order to procure riches for their masters. But then something unplanned happened, something outrageous that killed off the majority of the population before the creatures even had the chance to succeed with their initial goal, the mud flood. Let me illuminate that, if you don't mind. I'm going to pull one of the books that I showed you. I'm not going to show the other one that came. I got the other one, yeah. Yes, they put it in the locker. I picked it up to say the day when I went out. So that's going to be the first one we read out of the three. The screams of the terrified Tartarians were loud and deafening, but they were starting to fade. The will to fight these creatures was dwindling. The soil began to rise, and it quickly turned to dust, while the canopy above opened and unleashed a constant flow of water that lasted for almost 2 weeks. The wind blew from all directions, and a wall of mud, wood, and rock formed, and it consumed the whole earth. It covered every garden. It destroyed houses and buildings, and all fields filled with their ripe harvest. Animals perished, and so did the Tartarian people. No one could escape the mud that did not stop flowing for 1 week, 3 days and 2 nights. Until one day the rain stopped, and so did the mud. Those who found higher ground and managed to survive in the mountains with what little food they could carry and find, tried in desperation to shovel the dirt away from their homes. But it was too thick and too deep. And you see that today. Plenty of it. 400 feet on top of some of the most grandest buildings. And you know what they came along and did? These new fucking people. Oh, yeah, they carved it on the side of the Rock Mountain. But then you go inside, you see it's a big abode of the most unmundane, but most beautiful architecture. I've visited a few. Without food and clean water and no means to replant the fields, 3/4 of all Tartarians starved to death. Most don't remember that day. Those who survived it only ever heard about it. But there was one little girl that sat all alone on the outskirts of the city crying for her mother. The mud had formed all around her, but had not touched her. She had no food or water, but was not hungry or thirsty. Her tears eventually dried up, and she waited 2 weeks and 1 night for someone to find her. There you are, sweet thing, a young 30-year-old Tartarian lady dressed in black with golden blonde hair and dark blue eyes gently picked her up and wraps, I told you we were all together, y'all. Wrapped her up in sweet-smelling blanket. The soft tassels tickled her nose, and she starts to cry out again. You are safe now, dear Bonnie. Dry up those tears. I am taking you home. Chapter 1, here we go. So Bonnie, come down here at once. Miss Estes is calling, remember that name, Estes? Is calling her, and she doesn't like having to wait. She quickly slips on her nude-colored stockings, puts on her black shoes, and hurries down to the foyer. Clutching the railing of the stairs as she glides down the stairs as quickly as she can. You are late, Bonnie. You will miss the train if you keep this up. She eyes her sternly and gestures for her to enter the dining room and join the rest of the girls for breakfast. Listen up, everyone. She glares at the dozen girls in the corner of the dining room. Her face is stern and her voice is cold, with a touch of sadness in it, though. She swallows hard and clutches the hands that she is holding out in front of her. Excuse me. We have just 15 minutes and then we need to leave. She looks over at Mary, who is sneaking into the room, and scoffs at her. Chop, chop, you silly girl, is what she replies. It is 1851, and the next group of girls have just reached majority age. Yes, majority age, y'all, not maturity, majority age. And it is time for them to be introduced into society and given to their new husbands. The girls unwanted and unloved. Look, the girls are unwanted and unloved fondlings, abandoned by their parents shortly after birth, who now have the opportunity to become productive members of society. They don't know who their parents were or where they came from. They grew up together, along with the matrons, you know that word, such as Miss Estes, and it is their job to take care of the girls and teach them how to be ladies and, more importantly, mothers. I wonder what kind of husband I am going to get. She blushes bright red. I am so very nervous. Claudia suddenly looks down at her porridge and plays with her spoon. I think it very silly that we don't at least get to choose, she says with a heavy heart. Bonnie isn't paying any attention to her. She eats her porridge slowly in small bites, completely oblivious to the fact that it is oat porridge, which is her last favorite, and it is slightly burnt. Oh, okay, there we go. She takes the spoon and mechanically inserts it into her mouth and swallows the lumpy porridge. I used to hate that shit, without noticing just how tasteless it is today. Her mind is on other things. She thinks about her new life, and she is terrified at the thought. I am going to Canada, and I wonder if I will ever see you again. She snaps and breaks her own thought pattern. Bonnie wants to start to cry. Her eyes fill up with tears. But crying is forbidden here, and she quickly wipes them away before anyone notices. Stacy places her hand on hers and gives it a soft rub. We will visit each together all the time, and our husbands will become friends, and everything will work out just like we spoke about all those many late nights when we couldn't sleep. Her smile is infectious and mellows the mood immediately. Stacy is strong and brave. She will be fine and make a good wife and mother. Bonnie and Mary, on the other hand, they are shy and timid by nature. Personalities are not encouraged here at St. Catherine's Fondling Home for Girls. The objective is to educate the unwanted or left behind and have them find appropriate husbands, nothing more. The girls come and go every year, and only a handful ever return to share happy stories of their new lives, and it does not happen. But it is rare. That didn't make sense. A disaster struck 17 years ago. They called it a mud flood, and it covered the entire earth in a matter of days, certain partials. Bonnie doesn't really know what the earth is. She just knows it is a big place with many cities and people spread all over. Millions of people, In Canada, the place where she is going, it is cold and very far from where Stacy and Mary are going. Stacy is going to a place called New York, and Mary will settle in Salt Lake City. They say they will see each other all the time and remain good friends. But deep down inside, Bonnie knows this is very unlikely. And what's amazing about this, when we look at 1840, when we look at the time period, right? We know that our great Tartarian buildings, we weren't really utilizing them. There was no need. And once they started picking around, they destroyed them and built on top of them. Have any of y'all in New York ever seen some of the roads dug up? You know, when I went to HVAC and everything, I was supposed to work as a whole technician up under the ground. A lot of those buildings are there. I used to go down there, break dance and all that back in the 80s, right? We used to go down there and see the old buildings and the old train stations and the ones that were filled in, that were round, that were like ancient. And sometimes walking by places that had the big green curtains up, they put them up on purpose. They didn't have them with the scaffolding. You look down there, you can see old buildings with the new building on top, and you can see the permeation of what looked like hardened, solidified dirt they dug from around this old place that was a window. And you see like 5 or 6 in New York City, 5 or 6 windows, but they want you to believe in the tub that keeps the water from coming in. Do you really know how old the Empire State Building is? I know they got you believing in one thing. Don't believe it. I have a picture I have to pull up and I'm gonna post. I don't know if it's on here or on there. It might be on here, of New York City before the city you see now. And it was a grand city, but it didn't look nothing like you see today. And the Empire State Building was there. We're talking about way back. Anyway, I appreciate everybody coming in. I'm going to eat. I'm going to get some shout outs and I'm going to get the hell off of here. And I appreciate everybody coming in. Rondo, what's going on, baby boy? American Niji, what's going on, family? ABJR, what's happening? What's up, beloved? Lamont Jr., what's going on? Mama Red, Sarada, hey. Hey, much love, huh? Hey, you guys need to always, every once in a while, just check to see if the bell notification's on, because they're doing that rolling bell notification out thing. So I had to go and check other people's, and they're showing up. It was it, but it was empty. Instead of being dark, I was like, why are they doing this? This is so funny. I appreciate you all, I really do. I appreciate y'all, really do. I truly do. I love y'all. I love every one of y'all. Yeah, I don't do it. You know, it was a peacock massacre. And, you know, we have certain people that have everybody believing, especially in liberal cities, and some of these so-called engines, brothers, they just with that, yeah, well, we celebrated and we, oh, shut the fuck up. Man, they don't even know about the city that existed under, you know, when people don't know the truth of the history of the paper, and they just running with the Hollywood narrative, I have an issue with that. That means they don't really know a lot. And so when they talk all big, chest out, I just let them be. Yeah, no. Kabbalah. The Kaaba. When you think about Zionism, right? You got the Kaaba in Islam, you got the Kabbalah. So, I mean, and in Christianity, the focus. I mean, it's a lot of bullshit. The square, and people don't even get. And they say they keep the 10 Commandments. There's more than 10 Commandments, people. But we're not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into that. You know what I mean? We're on our land. Hey, Lucius, what's going on, family? We're on our land, and we have a bunch of people who are stuck between a rock and a hard place, and they want people to believe that they're elevating, and they're not. When you start elevating, you get away from the old you. And the enemy, well, when you start really elevating, it won't be the normal attacks. It's going to be some different attacks, y'all. Totally different. I always tell people, you don't have to believe me. Somebody asked me about my moccasins. That's why I was wearing them. And yeah, these were handcrafted to my feet. Handcrafted by a wonderful lady over in Tuba City. About 8 years ago, I think. 6 years ago? 8 years ago? 8 years. The other ones are a little older. The brown ones. But yeah, and then I have the ones from East Coast, the ones tailing across the Uruguay, Darian Cheap Two Bears Ross. He sent me some moccasin, you know, Cherokee, you know, or two actually, I have two pair. And then a beautiful woman in Louisiana sent me some of the Mardi Gras ones, which to me is authentic just as much. And then I have some from when I was in the military, from the Seminole, handcrafted, you know. If it's too cold, I'll wear those because I can still connect to the earth. But I hope you guys are manifesting yourselves. And no matter what's going on and how we're being attacked, that you're focusing on elevating yourself away from that attack and moving forward, up and forward. And I appreciate everybody that came in. I was actually watching Kara Meals live. I support everybody. I want to look for other people's, but I can only do one live at a time. If it would have been anybody else, I'd have been there. I don't know who else had a live. I'll go and probably watch it later on, but I'm about to eat. And just wanted to let y'all know, man. Love y'all, and appreciate allowing me to read. Again, apologize for not doing a lot of reading yesterday. Like I said, I went out. I wanted to do some popping off, and you know, and now everybody's pulling a lot of negative energy, and I can feel it. It's not good. That's another thing. When you really start stepping over into something different, you're gonna feel stuff, and you need to know what's going on around you to know what it is you feel. And it's not that it's bad, it's not good, but you can feel it. All right. So anyway, y'all already know. All right. Y'all have a grand day, and I appreciate everybody coming in. Remember, the Cashapp doesn't make me rich. It helps me get books. I want to get one of these 2 books. I spoke of it earlier, I think. I just don't have the amount to do it, and I'm gonna add 15 just to make, because it's a little, the book's a little bit. But if you see it in your heart, you can throw $1, whatever. It'd be cool. And then when I order the books, then I'll share it. I don't know. Did I share the other ones and post the books that I got, or did I just show you guys when I order it? I know I show you when I order them, but anyway. So the 2 books are pretty groovy. I actually just ordered a book because I want the book so bad. You know, it's $37.55 from used but never used. You ever seen that? Books that people just overlook. They don't even know what they're looking at. So anyway, I appreciate everybody. All right, I'm hungry, and I'm gonna watch this documentary my brother Daniel Smith, my brother D was watching, and pretty much call it an evening. All right, guys, ladies, gentlemen, I can't forget that.